The new Ryobi Workshop Vac versus the old one. What an upgrade. Not only does it look better together with other Ryobi tools, I mean, it's more consistent and it just looks so much better, but also it has three very important major upgrades. For me, they are much longer hose, 2 gears or 2 speeds if you prefer, and the design, the size of it, the dimensions and extra little bits here and there. That is a very important difference. Now, do you need to upgrade? Well, probably, or maybe you just need those 2 items. I will discuss them later on. So let's get on with it. So I said there are 3 big differences. So the hose, let's start with the hose. On many jobs, I was struggling with this one. It was very annoying. So I was trying to reach various heights with this, and I found myself pulling the vacuum or hoover with me, or it just wasn't comfortable, whereas this one goes much higher. So let me show you the difference actually. So if I put it down, I'm gonna put both of them on the ground so you can see the difference. So I start lifting them, and at this height the old one starts lifting off the ground. Yeah, so this is the maximum I can go with it, whereas with this one, look, I'm going now, so this is my full height. I can reach to places. I need to stand on my toes before it starts lifting. So for me, I'm 1.70 meters tall. So that is great. That's a very important upgrade for me, number 1. Number 2, 2 gears or 2 speeds. This is important for at least 2 reasons. First of all, sometimes we don't want the full speed. And for example, we don't need as much power and we want the battery to last longer. So I switch on speed 1, job done. And also it's much quieter. These vacuums, they are loud in themselves. So let's listen. So this first the old one. Okay, so that was the old one versus the new one on the 2nd gear, highest speed. Now let's listen to the difference between the 2nd gear and the 1st gear. It's a big difference in itself, and I think that's what makes important for me. So Ryobi says this can run 31 minutes on 5 amp batteries. I'm guessing on the 1st gear. They didn't specify, so I would imagine that's what they meant. This one runs around, I don't know, I think they say 17 minutes on 4 amp battery, so maybe 20 minutes on or 22 on 5 amp, something like this. So I expect those to be the same, but who knows? I haven't tested it really, not worth it. Now our friend from Project Farm has done some testing of the old one, so let's have a look at some summary of what he did. Okay, so here's the video from Project Farm. Let's look at the summary. So regarding noise, as you can see, all of those vacuum cleaners, they're fairly noisy. Ryobi is somewhere in the middle, so pretty good result. This is the strength of lifting water. You watch the video for details. As you can see, Ryobi did pretty well. Airspeed, well, here Ryobi is not that great, but sometimes airspeed is not that important, depending on the situation. Runtime under load, so 23 minutes for Ryobi, not bad at all. Only DeWalt and Makita did better, and they are much more expensive. Actually, they retail for double the price of Ryobi. Large particle count, well, here Ryobi did not perform very well, so if you need to have really good filtering, then look at another brand or find a different filter maybe. I don't know if there is another one available. Sand removal, okay, so Ryobi did pretty well, one of the best, 18.5 seconds, so that's pretty good, much better as you can see than Makita, DeWalt and Bosch. Sand remaining in carpet, again Ryobi did pretty well considering the price. Time to remove water, so this is removing water in bulk, big amounts, so more or less all those brands, they performed similarly, so Ryobi did pretty well too. And the winner was Milwaukee and Rigid, so watch the whole video, it's really cool. Okay, number 3. the dimensions, the design. So not only is it just so much sexier, the new one than the old one in many ways, but also it's, as you can see, narrower. The difference is quite big. For example, this one will fit easier behind the seats of a car rather than this one. Also in various cupboards, etc., we usually have more space here than actually this way. And also when I'm holding the new one, I can hold closer to my body than this one, you know, and that makes a difference if I'm on a ladder or something. I can also put it in between my legs, each of them. But this one, because it's not only actually wider, but also it's got those latches at the side, so it's not comfortable to hold it between the legs if I need to, whereas this one is quite flat on either side. Not ideally flat, but it's much better than this one, and I checked, it's much more comfortable. Other thing, it's got this battery cover, which I think is important, because when I'm doing some sanding or stuff, lots of dust falls on the battery and I don't like it, and I think this is cool. Now, it's not perfect, this is not self-locking, and also it doesn't have any rubber, so when it falls it's loud. Bang, yeah? So I don't like that, but that's okay. We can live with that. Another thing, the design of the extra part. So this extension goes in much more neatly than in the old one. It's very similar in a way, but this one has higher probability of falling out than the other one. And also, especially actually this one, I think this is called what, the crevice tool. This is here, it often falls out when it's handled, whereas in this one, where's the crevice tool? Where it's hidden underneath the hose, right here, very deep inside. So there is this space for it. Yeah, and we can just put it in, put the hose back, and that's it, it's done. Now, there is an extra space here, so we can take any of the tools, either this attachment from here, where is it? And we can put it here, or we can put the crevice tool here for storage as well, if that's more convenient during a job. Also, this one comes as the other one with the rubber attachment, with this converter for attaching other Ryobi tools, or many other tools basically, and you can also store it here temporarily like this, so that's very cool. Probably this is the best place for this. Okay, so what else? Well, it's got this blower port here, which is a much better design than on the old one. Why is it better? Well, the old one has got this shape, and in order, if you want to direct this somewhere, you need to use the attachment, where is this attachment, and slide it in, and then you've got the blower port. So, well, the advantage of this is you can direct it to go up, kind of, which may be useful in many situations, but then at the same time you lose a lot of blowing power because it's kind of leaky. It doesn't actually seal this very well. The design of this, it's got those grooves here, so that's not very efficient. Whereas this one, it's a hole. You just plug this in, and you use the other end of the hose. Let me just. Come on! Unscrew it. Here it is. And as I said, because the hose is longer, it's convenient. It's much better. Yeah. Another very important thing about the design, that it's got those edges here to hold the hose in place, so when I put it there, it just stays there. Whereas in the old one, it's really annoying. I put the hose back, and especially after it's been extended, it just doesn't come in so easily. I need to kind of push it in, here, there. It just extra time, sometimes it just falls out there. It's a small thing, but it's one of those things that adds up to the whole experience. So much better design here. Okay, both vacuum cleaners are symmetric, so to say, so you can mount them either way. So you can open them and put it this way, or turn it around, put it the other way, and close the same here. You unlock it, take it out, turn it around, and put it back. Now, I'm going to discuss this in a moment, as I said. Now, these locking latches are they better on the new one? Yeah, they're kind of stronger. I don't think that makes any difference. I haven't noticed any issues with this one being slightly easier to open. I haven't had problems, but I can imagine that having something more robust is probably better. Now, this one also is compatible with the Ryobi link system. So you've got those, that bit at the bottom, and it looks like it could be unscrewed, so it will make it lighter. Now, it is around 600 grams heavier than the old one. So if you remove this, the weight will be lower. I don't know by how much. So this one weighs, with 5 amp battery, around 5.55 kilograms, whereas this one with the same 5 amp battery, 4.95 roughly. So it's around 600 grams difference, more or less. So is it a big difference? No, it isn't, but I can definitely feel it when I lift both of them. I can feel this one being heavier. So not a big deal, but again, if it's too heavy, you can probably remove this bit and it will be lighter a little bit. Regarding the specs, Ryobi claims that the new one is a little bit faster, around 10 to 15% more airspeed, more power. Probably it is, I don't know, I haven't tested it. They both seem to have the same power to me, so maybe this one is marginally better. Why wouldn't it be? This one is already a few years old, so I guess Ryobi made some improvements to the engines and other things, the pumps, so probably that's correct. Okay, let's discuss now those things that I mentioned. I highly recommend having those two things in your vacuum cleaner. So the small one is a pool sock, so it goes around your air filter. You just wrap it around basically like this, and then you screw it in. Yeah, obviously you need to leave the hole here. I mean, you don't need to, but better if you leave the hole here. And then this goes around the filter. It stops big dust, big rubbish things clogging your filter, so it's easier to clean it. And then you just, if you want to clean the filter from small particles, you remove this, then you shake this off, hit it against something, and much easier to clean, and the filter will last longer. Same thing with the Hoover bag. Find yourself a Hoover bag from another brand. I use this one is compatible with Henry, Hetty, Harry, etc. It's not best for Ryobi. I couldn't find actually a good fit. And what you need to do, so this one will fit easier into the old model because the inlet is kind of in the center. So it's easier to do it, whereas with this one, the inlet is actually in the corner, so it's much more difficult, and you might need to find a bag, Hoover bag, that's got a cutout in the corner. Alternatively, what I did, I removed that plastic. I took scissors and cut out the plastic completely from this one. So what it does, again, it makes it easier to clean the whole thing, especially if you've got lots of dust, basically. So if you're cleaning wood chips, it's not that important. But if you have some dust, whether it's a wood dust or from walls, or ash, if you want to clean ash, absolutely use this, because otherwise you will clog your filter very, very quickly. And it's not a nice job cleaning, removing ash from your vacuum cleaner, I'm telling you. Not a good idea. So use those bags if you can. So what I did, let's see, in the old one, yeah, I applied it like this. I added a bit of a sellotape to hold it in place together. But again, if you find a better filter from another Hoover that's better match, better fit, it could be so much better. In the new one, it is in the corner, as I said. So there is one corner, so we need to make sure that we use the right corner, which is this one. Yeah, not this one, that's a dummy one. And just put it in, place it in there, and that's it, job done. Now, it's a very good moment to press the like button if you haven't done it, and share the video with others. Thanks for using my links. I'm not affiliated with Ryobi whatsoever. All my Ryobi tools, except for one, I bought with my own money. So those two I bought with my own money. I'm not biased. I like other brands like DeWalt, for example, and Milwaukee. I just happened to have mainly Ryobi tools. So thanks for watching and take care.